Joel 1. A land stripped bare. The book of Joel begins with a wake-up call to everyone, from the oldest leaders to the youngest children. A disaster like nothing they had ever seen had struck the land. A massive, unstoppable army of locusts had swarmed over Israel. What the locust swarm has left, the great locusts have eaten. What the great locusts have left, the young locusts have eaten. Joel 1-4. The locusts were so thorough that they didn't just eat the leaves. They stripped the bark off the fig trees until the branches turned white. There was no grain for offerings, no wine for celebrations, and the farmers were left in despair because the harvest was ruined. Joel tells the priests and the people to put on sackcloth and cry out to God. He describes the ground as parched and the animals as groaning with hunger because the water brooks had dried up. This plague was a physical sign that the people's relationship with God was in a state of emergency. Joel 2. The great army and the promise of the Spirit. In the second chapter, the description of the locusts turns into something even more terrifying. Joel describes them like a powerful army of horses and chariots jumping over the mountaintops. The sky turns dark, the sun and moon grow dim, and the earth quakes. Joel calls this the day of the Lord, a time of judgment that no one can survive on their own. However, right in the middle of the danger, God offers a way out. He doesn't just want them to act sad. He wants their hearts to change. He says, "Rend your heart and not your garments. Return to the Lord your God, for he is gracious and compassionate." Joel 2:13. God promises that if they return to him, he will drive away the army and restore everything the locusts stole. He promises vats overflowing with wine and oil. But the most famous part of this story is God's promise for the future. He says that one day, he won't just give them rain and crops. He will pour out his Spirit on all people. He promises that sons and daughters will prophesy, old men will dream dreams, and young men will see visions. This was a promise that God's presence wouldn't just be in a temple, but living inside every person who calls on his name. Solo mission. Proverbs 26, 27 and 28.